Hello again, boys and girls of all ages, and a very happy new year to each and every one of you. I hope you had a lovely festive season, and I hope you shared. Now, welcome back to Lana's Storyland, and now I'm going to take you all deep into the woods to meet Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time, there was a poor woodcutter and his wife that had two children named Hansel and Gretel, who were two more examples of the millions of children living in child poverty in the seventh richest country in the entire world. Their mother died when they were young. Hansel and Gretel were very sad. Housing and healthcare may have improved for the working poor, but the land was ruled by a wicked old witch called Snatcher. And since her rule, the whole country had marched against the stream of progress. This old iron witch with her big long nose that she never bothered to wipe, as her horrible snotty snout was always in some murky dark dastardly pot or other, and who would often cackle, "There is no such thing as society." What she really meant was that cold, wicked, navy blue, broken and distorted mind of hers was that nobody should care about the welfare of others. Hence the reason Hansel and Gretel got no help from the state to bury their poor dead mother. Snatcher the witch was a vile piece of work. Anyhow, soon their father remarried, but their stepmother was very cruel. Her name was Coalition Cathy. Children, always be aware of drugs and drug dealers. They are hazardous to your health and well-being. In it. One day, she took the children deep into the forest and left them there. But clever Hansel, no, he was never in The Sound of Music with Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer. Anyway, shut up, stop talking, stop interrupting, and you just sit still just because you went to Eton, you bad-mannered boy. Had some breadcrumbs in his pocket, which he had saved from his allowance from the food bank his family were forced to use in the seventh richest country on the entire planet. Unfortunately, the whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead, Hansel's poor mother had told her children before she died, because all the goodness had been bleached out of the grain and turned every slice to poison. And that's why in our house we always refer to a white loaf as a toxic log, and we bin it, in it. Anyway, he had dropped the breadcrumbs on the way so that they could find their way back home. Alas, the birds ate all the crumbs and they couldn't find the path that led them back home. Now, just a gentle but firm reminder to always be good to animals, because you never know when you will need their help, and the less you can eat of them, the better for your heart and health, innit? Hansel and Gretel went deeper and deeper into the forest. They were very hungry and very tired. Bit short-sighted of them. They should have saved some of those breadcrumbs for themselves. Or maybe they were just wise children and thought best not to consume too much rubbish and cherish their health more. Innit? Finally, after walking for a long time, they saw a cottage made of chocolate candies and cake. Look, Hansel, a chocolate brick to throw at Ian, dunk and spit. By the way, I don't condone throwing a brick at anybody. Just don't do it. Especially you, that one from Eton. Yummy. You should be sharing that with somebody who has none. Now that's a great opportunity to cheer somebody else up, give them a bit of chocolate. Let love all, feed all be your motto, and instill this philosophy in your grotto. And with kindness you will always win the lotto, shouted Gretel in delight, and both ate hungrily. Now what they didn't realise was that the wicked witch Snatcher lived there. When she saw Hansel and Gretel, she wanted to eat them as well, because she lived in so much fear of not having enough that she just couldn't bear sharing anything sweet with anybody else. How mean and miserable can you get? She grabbed and snatched the children and locked them in a cage. The witch decided to make soup out of Hansel and eat him first. She began boiling a huge pot of water, as the nasty old witch just loved to make dystopian soup. Just then, Gretel crept out of her cage and she gave the wicked witch a mighty push from behind, and the witch fell into the boiling water. She howled in pain. I'm melting, I'm melting. You horrible little lefty, doing from the bottom that is behaviour reserved and meant for only those of us at the top. Who'd have thought a little lefty girl like you, that should have been socially cleansed, could destroy my beautiful Nazi wickedness? And she died instantly, and the state gave her a funeral that should have been reserved only for Tony Benn. Anyhow, Hansel and Gretel found the treasure lying around the cottage, which the wicked old witch snatcher had obviously stolen from the working classes over the years. Because let's face it, even though the working classes are not allowed to hold on to the wealth and are cheated out of what is rightfully theirs, they, in truth, are the wealth. Hansel and Gretel carried it home with them. Their stepmother had died because actions good and bad follow us, and we all reap what we sow, and karma is only a bitch if you are. And their father welcomed them back with tears of joy. They never went hungry again. And after fulfilling the care of duty to others and distributing the wealth equally, they made sure that nobody else in society ever went hungry ever again. And sharing and caring about the important things in life, such as wanting to love all and feed all, is the only way to live happily ever after. And the moral of this story is that you don't have to love all or even like all. However, you must never ever go out of your way to deliberately harm anyone. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't take or sell drugs, and don't kill. Why? Because the government doesn't like competition.